Hi friends, in our time together today, I'm introducing a new whistle. This is the Clover Flutes Low D whistle. Well, this is a Clover Flutes Low D whistle. David Furman is Clover Flutes, and all the whistles David makes are custom orders. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to introduce this whistle to you so that you get a flavor of the kind of instrument David makes. And I also want to talk in opening comments about just purchasing a whistle. I'm going to reiterate some of my commitments and comments that I think are very important for us as musicians who play the low D whistle. And whatever other whistles you play or other instruments you play, this is very important to consider when you buy an instrument. Now, please excuse me, I'm a little froggy when a court today. There's some stuff going around town, and I have fallen foul of whatever it is. I don't really feel bad, but it kind of has my sinuses and my voice, so that's all right. I've said a number of times, you purchase a whistle not based on price alone. And not because somebody else said, hey, you want a low D whistle, buy this one. You need to take the time to listen to people like me playing those whistles. You need to listen to not just people, you need to listen to more than one person playing the whistle. You need to get a deep sense of the tone, the volume, the playability of that whistle. Is it a whistle that you're going to really have to fight and tame to learn to play the upper octave? Is it a whistle that has a different tuning from the first octave to the second octave, and you're going to have to learn to do that? Is it a loud whistle? Is it a soft whistle? All these factors of tone quality and more come into play when you're deciding what whistle you want to get. And I want so desperately, when we choose a whistle, please first take the time to decide what tone qualities you want in a whistle. Now, if you're just sitting there going, I think I want to try the low whistle and I don't really care. Well, yeah, you won't care unless you get a whistle that you like the tone of. You see, if you buy a whistle that you like the sound of, you like the playability of, you're going to go and pick it up. I have multiple whistles. And yes, I do need to show you all my whistles. That's coming up. I promise. But if you have a whistle that you love the playability and the tone quality, you will be drawn to go pick it up and play it. If you have a whistle that you don't really care for the playability and tone quality, it's going to sit behind me on the floor. I'm not going to show you. I have a carry bag of like a travel bag when you're traveling of whistles, low D whistles and high D whistles. I don't play much. Most of the whistles I play all the time are sitting on my desk or in a basket right beside me. And that's still a lot of whistles. But behind me are whistles I don't really play much. And if I had bought one of those as my first whistle, I might not be playing today. I spent a lot of time deciding what I wanted in an instrument. If you know me, you know my commitment. Buy an instrument that is worth playing into your future as a musician. This might mean, as I did, that you buy a Howard Low D. I love my Howard. I love the tone. I love the playability. I like so much about it. I like that it comes with different heads so that I could get a different mood out of that one whistle. I have many friends who their very first whistle was an MK Pro. They didn't start out, with an inexpensive whistle. They wanted the tone qualities of the MK Pro. And that is great. And it's a wonderful whistle. I play it some, but I often play in my study, and you have to really get after the MK Pro in the second octave. And so for me, it's more of an outside whistle than a play in my study whistle. I have friends who their very first whistle was something from Kerry whistles, perhaps a Chieftain. Or, Kerry provides some lower end stuff that's really great too. And I have friends, some very new friends, whose very first whistles are going to be from Colin Goldie. And you might thinking, why would you buy whistles from Colin Goldie as your first whistle? Well, there's a very good reason, because you love the playability and tone quality of that whistle, and that's the whistle you're going to be drawn to pick up and play. Buy a whistle you're going to be drawn to pick up and play. If the whistle you're going to be drawn to pick up and play is a Tony Dixon single piece polymer low D whistle, then buy that whistle. You see, find the tone quality you want first. Then find all the whistles in the world by listening and listening and listening and asking people like me questions. And then get a short list of the whistles you want. And then decide, well, I really like these, and my budget is here. So those two whistles, I'll choose between those two, and you buy that. Now, with all that said, when would you buy from Clover Flutes? Because I said that this a whistle from David Furman at Clover Flutes is a custom whistle. So when would you go to David, and why did I? Well, I went to David for a couple of reasons. First, I'm gathering around me a community of people learning the low D whistle. You help me, I hope I help you. We help each other. Your comments, your encouragement, the information you all provide in the comments to the videos is so valuable. I wanted to try out a Clover Flutes whistle for myself, but I also knew that there were some things about the low D whistles I had that I wanted a whistle that did something slightly different. And I couldn't find exactly what I wanted off the shelf somewhere. So I went to David at Clover Flutes. After I did my research on them, and yes, very reputable, great company. This is a beautiful instrument. I'll talk about that in a moment. I went to Clover. I said, David, here's what I'm after. I would like, and we went back and forth in email, and we clarified comments. And, what do you mean by this? Which I so deeply appreciate. I said, I would like a low D whistle that plays very expressively, but also very responsively. So some whistles are very expressive, but you can't play them quickly as well. Enough back pressure so that I could play expressively, and that provided a base of stability to the whistle so that I could vary the volume in both the low octave and the upper octave. But in addition to that, I wanted a whistle. I know this is a hard thing, isn't it? I wanted a whistle that I didn't have to fight to play the top of the second octave. I wanted this whistle to lean mellow with minimal breathiness and chirpiness. And that's what I asked David for. I know that's a crazy tall order, but I wanted to see if that existed. And he sent me this. And it is what I asked for. When you're talking to David, if you talk to David, make sure that you put in the time and effort to clarify what you're after. You see, if you currently have a whistle that does absolutely everything you want, you might not want to contact David at Clover Flutes. But if you need another whistle, see, every whistle does different things. If you need another whistle and you can't find it that does this particular thing, contact David. He can make it for you. So anyway, I love it. Now, it's beautiful finish, slight recess on the edges of the tone holes. Plays so easily, tunable. The block is wood. He has signed it on the back. He asked what designs I would like engraved on it. I'll engrave whatever on your whistle. And I said, I would just like your Clover Flute symbol and whatever you put on that's yours. So it's absolutely lovely. What I want to do for you now is I'm going to play scale, and I'm going to play portions of a couple of pieces just so that you could hear this. I know I'm doing two completely different things in this video, and that's not normally what I want to do, but I wanted to today because I wanted to set the stage for why I'm introducing this beautiful whistle by David Furman at Clover Flutes. So, a scale. Remember, I asked something that I didn't have to fight to play the upper scale. It's just almost effortless. And yet, I'm still able to vary the volume at the top of the second octave. Vary the volume at the top of the second octave. Yes, I said that. Vary the volume in the lower octave. It's I love it. It's beautiful. And you might be saying, why haven't you played this yet? Well, this is not a whistle you're going to go and buy off the shelf. You have to first know what you want. You have to have enough miles of playing under your feet before you could say, David, I now know exactly what I'm after. Or, David, I own some wonderful whistles, but I need another one that something off the shelf won't do for me. And that is when you send David a note. So, after the Battle of Aughrim, a couple of tunes that I often run through in my demonstrations, and that way, when you want to hear, compare things, you can go back through and listen to me demonstrate a whistle in different videos, because I'm often, not always, but often playing the same tune. I try to choose tunes that highlight the playability of the whistle. After the Battle of Aughrim is one of my go-tos, because you're going down to the E, but you also have to play up to the second octave B. And so it's a wide range, and it's an expressive tune, yet with some movement in it. I will not play the repeats in the interest of time. All right, just once through the Battle of Aughrim, no repeats, and I'm trying not to really throw in much ornamentation, just being a little expressive, so that you are able to hear more the tone qualities of the whistle. So now I'm going to run through just the second bit of the Little Beggarman hornpipe, as I sometimes do, so that you could hear some of the responsiveness of the whistle. All right, lovely there. And I hope you're able to see how almost effortless it was for me to hit that second octave A and B. I didn't have to really fight the whistle in that moment and go full volume just to hit those notes. I was able to do that, and I could even vary the volume at that. So that's the whistle I wanted, and that's the whistle David made for me. So a couple of things to reiterate. As you grow as a whistle playing musician, you will want more than one whistle. Not just a low D and a high D, not just a B flat, an E flat, an F, a C. You will want a whistle that you could play, and this one can be pretty loud. You'll want a whistle you could play in public and be heard. You'll want a whistle that you could play in your little study and not go deaf. You'll want a whistle that has and brings to the table that traditional tone. You might want a whistle that has different finger spacings. And see, there's such a rich variety. And I have a number of whistles, not just because I feel like it's my role to share them with you. I have a number of whistles because even if I didn't have this channel, I'd have a number of whistles because they do different things. If you have a specific whistle you want that you cannot find, go to David. Talk to him. See what he could do for you. I absolutely love this. And David makes more than low D whistles. Now, I'll provide a link to David's Facebook page where you can contact him. You can reach out to him that way. That's the easiest way for him to communicate. You'll start a conversation. He's going to send you sound clips of different whistles. He's going to send you descriptions. He's going to send you pricing structures. He's going to start asking you questions about the tone. You're going to start telling him what you want. You're going to refine that through conversation. And I believe this whistle last July. This is February the 10th, 2025. July 2024, I bought this, and it cost $320 some at that time. But David made it for me. Recessed hole, the tone holes are recessed. The reach is not crazy, but the fifth and sixth hole, that's pretty standard. It's not going to be close finger spacing. Fourth and fifth, though, is a little closer. But again, some of this depends upon what you're asking him to do. Just a beautiful, beautiful low D whistle. I know that this is going to meet the needs that some of you have. You might never buy a whistle from David. You might run out and start a conversation with him today. Whether you do or not, I still wanted us to have this deeper dive conversation about having a whistle you love. I want your whistle to call out to you and say, come play me, because you love the tone. Like we talked about recently, have whistles you love lying in different places of the house. Have them in the car, because you're going to be out and about and go, I just want to play something. And that's a great thing. Way to relax, way to breathe, way to have fun. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this introduction of my customized low D whistle from Clover Flutes. David, 1,000 thanks. If you own a whistle from Clover Flutes, please add a comment in the bottom saying that you got one and describe what it is you asked David to make. And that'd be helpful to our whole community. If this is a helpful video, please like it. That helps promote our community. And please subscribe if you're brand new. And until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy low D whistling, my friends.